to Funny Pair, the podcast where two long-distance best friends discuss totally random topics. I'm Madeline.
And I'm Brianna. All right, so buckle up, pairs, because today's episode is going to get real. All right. We are diving headfirst into our fears today. The little ones that make us cringe a little bit, and the big ones that are a little deep. I don't know why I said deep with a lower voice, but anyway. And let's be honest, we are basically human-sized scaredy cats for sure. So this will definitely be interesting.
Yeah, for sure. So there might be some tears. There will definitely be some deep conversations, and who knows, maybe we'll come out of this a little bit braver or just more terrified. We'll just have to see. But just want to let you guys know that this is going to be a little bit of a more serious episode. We'll start out a little bit more lighthearted, but as we go, it might get a little bit existential, might get a little bit intense. So
we love existential.
Love that. So yeah, we're just letting you guys know now that just a little warning, PSA, that it's gonna get real.
Yes.
But that's what this podcast is about. We knew it was gonna be a balance, right?
Yep.
When we started it, we were like, we're gonna talk about the fun stuff, our hear us out picks from a couple weeks ago, but also the more serious stuff. So letting y'all in on all the tea.
Yes. Well, that's the random topics. You say we're going to be talking about random topics in the beginning.
Okay, and when we say random topics, when I say in the beginning, discuss totally random topics, I literally mean we have a list of episodes that's, 500 different ideas, and we just pick a number picker and say, pick a number between 1 and 500, and it picks it for us. So It's not like we're choosing these topics. It's literally totally random. So
literally random.
Yep, random XD.
Girl, do you know the creepy song by Fred? Did you watch Fred when you were younger?
I did a little bit, but not a whole lot. I mean, I know the era.
Yes. He was on an episode of iCarly. That crossover episode changed me as a human, okay? But there's a song that came out by Fred, and I remember this song was kind of like a Christmas song, but I recall we had to do the miles in PE class, so we're walking the miles or whatever. Well, I walked, I didn't run the miles. But anyway, I remember playing this song on repeat in my headphones, the creepy song by Fred. And it's like,
I've never heard this.
If Santa Claus stuck in my house, that would be creepy. Anyway, it turns into like this whole rap, and it's like, Santa creeping round and down my chimney at night. I can't explain it, but it doesn't feel right. He knows if you've been good. He knows if you've been bad. It's kind of creepy when he comes into your house like that. Come to think of it, elves are really scary. So small.
That was really good.
Anyway, it's funny.
You know that whole song.
I listened to it on repeat, girl. Anyway.
Wow.
If you ever want to, you should look it up. It's kind of hilarious. But yeah. Gosh. And if any pairs have heard of this song, tell me I'm not crazy, please. Tell me I wasn't in that one little niche spot of YouTube. Pretty please.
Well, I wouldn't say it was niche. It was just that era of YouTube. That was when, Nyan Cat, Annoying Orange,
oh my
Charlie
God.
the Unicorn.
That's Annoying Orange.
Hey, Apple. Hey. Hey, Apple. Hey. Apple. Hey. That was so, I feel so bad for my parents because I was watching on the family computer, watching those videos, and my mom's like, what is this generation watching? And I'm like, you don't get it. This is Nyan Cat Remix. 10 hours long.
Yep.
I miss that era of YouTube, actually. I really do. Back when it was good.
Peak YouTube,
was.
Yeah. 2010 to 2015 was like peak YouTube years, I would say.
I was watching like Tyler Oakley. He was in his prime.
Yes. Joey Graceffa.
Yes. I watched a lot of like craft tutorials. I feel like Rosanna Pansino was also in her prime then, like with Nerdy Nummies. Take me back. I want to go back.
Yep, that was my polymer clay era.
Yeah?
I used polymer clay a lot. I was a sculptor. Wow. Yeah.
Amazing. Lordy.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's get into this episode. All right. Let's get right into it. So,
all right.
We're going to talk about our fears. We kind of already talked about that. So, who wants to start us off?
Well, I have basically 3 basic fears, quote unquote, / more silly fears, I guess, or, that kind of thing. Phobias. I went like really ham into like the details.
The details of your fear, or like where the fear comes from, or like
all that.
All right.
Stories. I'm
noticing a trend here because I am not doing any research into the origins of any of the stuff or like...
Not like origins, but like my personal origin story of the fears,
Okay. So we have personal origin stories. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you want, you can start or...
Okay, I'll start.
Okay.
So first off, heights is one of my fears. Now... this one kind of depends for me because like if I'm on an upper floor of a building, I'm not scared. Or if I'm on a roller coaster, I used to be scared of roller coasters. Now I'm not.
Me too.
So I'm like all for the roller coasters. Go upside down, twirling you in circles, 0 Gs.
I want the drop to be like straight down, almost inverted, and then I want to do 6 loops and barrel rolls, and I want to black out a little bit. Like that's how I know it's a good ride.
Yes. So this one is like neither here nor there. I used to be terrified. Now I'm like the height sphere is still there, but it's not as intense. But this one is more so now, like if I'm in an open air high situation. Like if I had to walk a rope between 2 skyscrapers, absolutely not. I could not do that. So for example, the drop tower at Dollywood, I was more scared of that than I was the drop tower at like Hollywood Tower of Terror.
Yeah.
And I think it's because it was open air. So it was, those kinds of things.
Yeah.
I would say is where the fear comes from.
So you wouldn't want to go skydiving at all?
No. And I know that's a dream of yours. I would not want to do that.
My dad and I were talking about it. We might go this summer.
Oh my God, that's crazy. You'll just have to show me pictures because...
Jump out of a plane.
Yeah, that's insane. I could never. I would be too scared of the things that could go wrong with that.
Yeah, but the odds of it's like getting struck by lightning, or like getting in a plane crash or something or whatever. Like it's... I don't know.
Yeah.
The odds of it are really low. And you're with a professional who knows, what to do if things go wrong or whatever. And it'll be fine.
Yeah. I'll pray for you, girl.
Fine. Thanks. The thing is, I used to be like really scared of heights and stuff too, like roller coasters and that kind of thing. But now I'm like, I don't know, thrill seeker, I guess. I don't know. Now, I also don't really like drop towers. So maybe jumping out of a plane isn't the best idea. But I've always had it in my head. I'm like, I want to skydive. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
It's like bucket list item.
We'll do it. Go for it.
We'll see. Was there a specific moment where you became okay with roller coasters? Like, was there a certain ride that you were like, oh, wait, this is actually fun? Or was it just a gradual thing?
Honestly, I think it was the rock and roller coaster at Disney. I went on that with Amanda and I bawled my eyes out. Like it was the first time I had been on that ride. I bawled my eyes out. This was honestly the first time I'd ever gone on anything that goes upside down or like that fast, I would say. Like I cried. And after that, I think that was like me getting over that fear where I was like, listen, I did it and I survived. So now I'm good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would say that was probably the breaking point for that fear,
Yeah.
But it's still there. Like if I was to go on one of those glass floors or whatever that's overlooking this massive expanse.
Yeah, I don't like those.
I could not do that.
Yeah.
But being on an upper, like a 24th story of a skyscraper or something and looking over the window down at the ground, that wouldn't bother me.
Right. Or like flying. Does flying bother you?
Yeah, flying. Well, the last time I flied, I was 12, I think. So I haven't flown in a while, but I remember being terrified on the flight. But that was still peak heights fear.
Right. So it could be different.
Yeah, it could be different now. I think that was more the turbulence. I'm, I guess, afraid of the things I can't control, in a sense. Not that I'm... Okay, well, I'll save that. But I'm like, I guess that's where the heights comes from, is like, if I'm strapped into something, I'm okay. But if I'm like open air and I have to like depend on myself and my own abilities to save me, I don't know if I could do it.
I'm gone.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, if this glass just breaks from underneath me, I have nothing. Like, I'm just dead, you know? I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well. What is wrong with us today?
I don't know. We're in a funk, you guys. We're in a funk.
In a funk.
Serious funky funk. Ugh. Terrible. We as hosts are not doing our jobs very well today.
Doing our job. We are sucking. I'm so sorry. Okay.
Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry.
God, I thought the highlighters would help me, but they're not.
Oh, the highlight. Tell the pairs about your highlighters. Tell them.
Well,
maybe that'll make
Bree
us feel better.
Bree found them. They're amazing. They're these cute little rectangular highlighters. I'm showing the camera that y'all can't see. But they're cute.
Put your hand behind it. Do a beauty haul.
So these are the highlighters. Yes, they're so cute. They come in like 8 colors.
Wow, cute. I just don't use the purple one.
Oh, you don't use the purple?
No.
Oh, she's cute.
She is cute. I just don't use her.
Well, they like match our colors and stuff. And so we're using them when we're taking notes and things to try and feel more put together. Because, you know, nothing makes you feel more put together than some fresh highlighters. Oh, all right.
All right. What's your fear? What's your first one?
You already know this one. You know it. It's my biggest one.
Oh, goodness.
That's going to be octopus, y'all. All right.
Oh, my God. Octopus.
Listen, I can't remember. It's octopus and squid. They're both any type of,
It's the tentacles.
Well, it's a lot of things. So I can't remember exactly where this fear started, but I hate them. The way they look, it freaks me out with their large heads that are disproportionate to like the bodies. Their like large eyes, like their huge eyes, like alien eyes. They have too many legs that move around and then the suction cups. Nasty. I hate that they can like latch onto things and like, you know, contort their bodies or whatever. And then they have little beak mouths. Like, why do they even have that? They don't. Why are they?
Well, they gotta eat somehow.
It's so creepy. I hate. I can't. Okay. And they are like any type. I don't care what type of octopus or what type of squid. Any type freaks me out. I just can't. The way they move is so unnatural. Like they're like squeezing in small spaces. Have you seen those videos where like an octopus would like go through like a crack about this big and they just...
Well, did you know that let's say a beak of an octopus is like the size of a quarter, okay? That means that they can fit through a quarter-sized hole. So whatever hole matches the diameter of their beak, they can fit through that hole because the beak is the only like hard part of an octopus or a squid, I guess. I mean, I'm no oceanographer or whatever, but that's what I've heard.
No, see why though? See, this is something when I get up there, I have a list of questions I want to ask God when I get up there, and this is one of them. Why were these made? Because these didn't need to exist. Like, there are other much cuter animals in the ocean, okay? But these, like, I physically can't even look at a picture of one without having a visceral reaction. Like, my skin crawls, I close my eyes. Depending on the situation, I can start shaking. Like, I just can't even look at one. In fact, I did something so stupid the other day when I was doing my research for this. I was looking up what a fear of octopus is, and I'll get into that. But I was trying to click, you know how Google comes up with like suggested stuff? So I was trying to click on that, but it went away and it clicked on images and it just showed up like all over my screen.
Oh no.
And I went, oh God. I literally had to like squint my eyes to like X out of the page because I couldn't look at it. It scared me so bad.
That's hilarious, actually.
It was so bad. But yeah, so
Do you remember that video I sent you of the octopus that was running on the beach? And I was like, girl, I hope you can run faster than this
Watch me.
octopus. Can you imagine?
No.
Can you imagine?
Dude, I've got stories, dude. Okay.
Okay.
So like,
All right, I'll stop interrupting.
no, you're not interrupting. Oh, I just hate them so much. Like thinking about it has me like sweating a little bit. It became my thing when I was younger. Everybody thought that the fear was really funny because it is weird. I've never met another person that feels the same way about octopi like me. So my sister, Annalise, when she was younger, she had a collection of sea animal toys. And they were really realistic. They were really cool. Like there was a whale, a dolphin, of whatever. Well, of course, one of them was a disturbingly realistic octopus. And she thought it'd be really funny to just hide it everywhere in like under my pillow, in my room, on my desk, like anywhere that I would find it unexpectedly, I would scream. And she thought that was so funny. Thank you, little sisters. Love that. So one day she puts it on top of my backpack while we're in the car. She like opened my backpack, put it on top, zipped it up, and I went into school. So I opened my backpack in my physical science class in 8th grade. I remember this so vividly. I opened my backpack and I see it. It's just like sitting there. And I said, nope, I'm done. So I grab a wad of paper towels because I don't want to touch it. Like it's a living thing. I grab it and I grab it out of my backpack and I throw it away. And I get home and I say, Annalise, I threw it away because I'm done. I told you I don't like it, and so that's it. So yeah, it's now in a landfill somewhere. Good riddance.
Wow.
God. But yeah, my family still teases me about it. Like one time my grandma got me an octopus pillow that's like has a picture of an octopus. I've got
You threw that thing away.
No, I didn't throw it away. I got that when I was a little older. It's actually at my parents' house. And there's a octopus Christmas ornament that I have to hang on the tree every year, which is so nice. Thanks, Mom.
Do you really have to hang the ornament on the tree, or do you just hang it when she's coming over and then take it down when she's leaving?
Well, like it's on the tree at my parents, so it's their tree, and so whenever we come over, my mom's like, "I saved your ornament for you. Here you go, hang it up." Like it's literally I'm the one that has to hang it, and it's not a super realistic one. It's more, artsy kind of thing. But Finding, that scene in Finding Dory when Hank like splats on the screen on the windshield? I can't. I have to close my eyes.
I love Hank.
I don't.
He's so great.
I don't actually.
I love him.
When I remember watching that movie in theaters and he comes on the screen and I go, "You've got to be kidding me!" One of the main characters in this movie, and of course this is what year was it? 2017, 18, something like that. Animation looked great. So super realistic.
Mm-hmm.
God.
Dang.
I hate it.
I've seen a video of this girl too who was diving and an octopus came up and like suctioned to her leg. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It like suctioned to her leg and it wouldn't let go.
No.
And the cat the look on Madeline's face right now, the way she's reacting is just amazing.
No.
But anyway, yeah, it wouldn't let go. But it said, like, whenever you're in this situation, just don't do anything. You have to let it just naturally come off of you. You can't, like, pull it off of you or whatever.
Why not? Is it going to kill me?
Well, I don't know, but I guess it could give you hickeys or something. I don't know.
Freaky little octopus. I don't want that.
I mean, their suction cups are suctiony. So.
Yeah. Why? No other animal in the ocean has suction cups. Did you know that I actually swam with squid once?
I think I remember you telling me that. But go ahead and tell the story for the pairs.
All right. Well, when I was 13, I was on vacation with my family and we were snorkeling off of a beach. And, the water was clear, it was warm, it was so beautiful. It was like you could really see all the like ocean life and everything. It was really beautiful. Mm-hmm. Well, then we saw what we thought was a school of fish. And so my mom and my sister and I were like, "Oh, wow, look at that. Like there's like 10 or 12 fish like swimming across. So let's go check them out." And they were about 2 feet long. Mm-hmm. Sizable looking fish. Well, we get closer and something seemed just off. I was like, is there weird looking fish? Like their movements weren't quite right. And then I realized those are not fish. I see tentacles. Those are squid. A whole school of 12 squid the size of my arm. let's just say I know that Jesus is the only one that can walk on water, but I came real close. I'm in second place for running on water because I have never swum back to shore so fast in my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the panic that I had in the water. Like, I'm like doing like this. And my mom's like, calm down, you're fine. I'm like, it's my worst fear. Like, not 20 feet in front of me, like right there.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll all attack me because they can smell fear. I don't know if they can.
I don't think that's true.
They can sense fear. Oh my gosh.
Man. So is that all that happened? Like you saw squid and freaked out? And
Yeah,
left?
that's all that it was. I just saw them. But like,
was there one like swimming toward you or anything like that?
They were like swimming like right across us. Like I like swimming here. But then later my dad and brother, they saw a barracuda.
Oh my God, barracuda are terrifying. I cannot.
And they
barracuda.
They said the barracuda followed us for a little bit, but then it went away. And I was like,
that's terrifying.
Let's not go snorkeling again. I'm okay.
No.
I'm okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah. So wrap this up, but some fun facts. This is called chapodophobia, which is the fear of octopus.
And how many people in the U.S. suffer from that?
I tried to look it up, and chapodophobia is not widely recognized, so it's deemed as being an incredibly rare phobia. So I'm special.
Wow.
I don't know where the thing is, I don't have a story or like an incident where this fear came from. Like, I don't have a certain like childhood trauma or anything like that. I've just always hated them. I can't even look at a picture. So if you want me to freak out, just show me a picture of an octopus and I'll just like... Bleh.
Okay, Pears. You know your assignment.
If you flood our DMs with octopus pictures, I will block you.
You know who mainly
I
does
control
our social.
Instagram. Please, for the love that is all good and holy, please don't send pictures or videos.
Don't send pictures. Don't do it. Don't listen to me.
Or if you do, at least let Brie get my reaction to opening the DMs and seeing it.
Yeah.
Content.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we'll do a reaction video one day or something. And we'll maybe it'll be a reel and we can just post some of our highlights of.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that idea.
She's like, I'm going to write that down, but just pretend like my pen is moving.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, we can do it for me too, because one of my fears on here is trypophobia, which I wouldn't say so much as a fear, but it's something that really grosses me out. And that's basically for those who don't know what trypophobia is, it's like holes being really close together. You get grossed out by it. So, for example, ticks, I'm talking a sea of ticks really close together, sucking on somebody's blood. I can't do it. Barnacles. I hate barnacles.
Yeah.
Can't do the barnacles. They freak me out. But things like honeycomb doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it depends on how gross the thing is, I guess. But yeah, those little, in Hogwarts Legacy, whenever you would go into the spider taverns or whatever, and there was those holes on the cave
on
walls and stuff, those freaked me the frick out because spiders be coming out of that thing. They live in those little, I can't, girl. I can't.
I feel like
I can't.
Ooh. I got chills up and down my spine right now. I do not feel comfy. All right. Well, I am so sorry. This has never happened before. I need to take a second.
Okay.
I have to go powder my nose. I'm so sorry, y'all.
Okay.
I'll be really, really quick.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Oh, well, Pears, it's just you and me. Madeline left. I don't think she liked our octopi talk. Don't actually flood our DMs with octopi. She would probably forgive me because, we forgive each other. That's what friends do. But I think she'd be a little upset. So don't do it. And if you do it, I probably won't do anything. But just don't do it. Just don't do it.
So sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay, Madeline. I've just been having a little conversation with the Pears.
Are you talking?
Oh, she didn't have her headphones on. I said, that's okay, Madeline. I was just having a little conversation with the pears.
What does that mean?
I don't know. You'll have to hear it when I send you the episode.
Oh, no.
Nothing bad, I promise.
Are y'all being mean?
No, we're not being mean.
Listen.
And the pears will stick up for me, too. I'm kidding. We didn't say anything bad.
You know what?
We didn't say anything bad.
I'm sorry.
I promise we didn't say anything bad.
All right, what else you got on your list? I went on a long tangent.
Okay, so my next one is storms. I'm terrified of storms. Like, I have full-on panic attacks with storms. Like, if it's an intense storm, that's when it's an issue. So if it's just raining outside or whatever, I'm typically okay. But if it's like raining and windy and storm, like thunder and lightning and all this kind of stuff, I can't do it. I will lock myself in a closet and cry myself to sleep. Like, I just can't. It's too much for me. It also depends on if I'm with somebody else and my location. Like, if I'm home, I'm typically a little better. I just close the windows and don't look outside.
Right.
If I'm out and about and it starts to storm, that's no good for me. If I'm with somebody, for some reason, I feel safer. Not that they can necessarily do anything to like stop.
Right, but it's comforting.
Yeah, it's just having that comfort. But I've been in quite a few storms in my lifetime. So I think this one definitely stems from my childhood and some of my earliest memories of storms. I remember there was a hailstorm that we were stuck in. My brothers, and my mom, we were all in the car. And we had just driven home and we were sitting in the driveway and it started hailing.
Oh.
Hailing so bad and so loud to the point where I couldn't even hear myself screaming. That's how loud it was from this hail. And my dad had opened the garage door to try and come out and get us. And mind you, you know how deep a garage is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he opened the door, and as soon as the door opened, the hail was like practically going in the house. That's how sideways it was. So he couldn't come out and get us from the vehicle. So we were just stuck in the car until it stopped hailing. So that was terrifying.
Oh my gosh.
There was also a tornado while I was in a hospital for...
Oh, geez.
I don't know if it was a sprained foot or something, but essentially we're sitting in the waiting room and it's hailing again so loud that it sounds like the roof is about to rip off. And then a tornado comes through the area, like I think a block from the hospital or something like that, but it downed a tree.
Dang.
And the tree knocked out all the power. I don't actually know how far away this tornado was, but I know it was close because of the intensity of the storm.
Right.
And the tree knocked over, the lights went out, everything was pitch black, the elevators didn't work, we had to use the emergency stairwell. And of course, at this time, everybody had flip phones. So my mom and like two other moms had their flip phones on to try and use as light to go down these stairs.
Light. Oh my gosh.
Anyway.
Jeez.
Yeah. And then there was a lightning strike incident at my Nana's house where I was sitting at her house. I was probably 12-ish, 13, something like that. It was right around the time that I flew in an airplane for the first time. Okay. I was taking a trip to Florida and just spending time in Florida. Whatever. Point is, lightning struck their shed in their, like, the back of their house, property, whatever. And that was probably maybe 30 to 40 feet from outside the house is where this shed was. And it struck the shed, and like, the house rattled. Ooh. Like, I felt it in my chest when it struck. Yeah. Like, it was just one of those intense things. Anyway, so I just don't like that feeling of being in storms and stuff, so.
Yeah, there was a storm that came through here not too long ago.
Yeah, that tornado thing. You were reading Onyx Storm and stuff?
There was that one, which was crazy, which that lightning, like, was insane. But there was one a different time where it wasn't raining to my knowledge, or at least it had just started, but lightning had to have struck one of the houses in this neighborhood because I was dead asleep. Mm-hmm. And suddenly there was this huge boom that felt like it shook the house, immediately woke both of us up. I think I screamed as I woke up, and it was like, whoa, that was insane. Well, then we're like, okay, let's just close our eyes and try and just go back to bed. As my eyes are closed, I see a white light flash in my vision. Eyes closed, blinds are closed, but white light fills my vision. And then it's another one. And it was like, oh,
That's
man.
crazy.
Like, I usually don't get too freaked out about storms, but like when it shakes the house and you can hear the dishes rattling from downstairs, that was crazy.
Yeah. Can't do the storms. No way. No way, Jose.
I definitely get that. Well, my next one is similar to my last one.
Okay.
You can't tell. I should have just put this all into one big one, but I just think ocean creatures are the scariest thing.
Yes.
Literally ever, or just the ocean in general. I should have just put the ocean because there's so many sub things that I could go into about why the ocean is the most terrifying
Deep water
place on Earth.
Like it just drops off all of a sudden. Oh, girl.
See, like I don't like heights, and that's almost like different. It's like I don't like depths. It's not heights, it's depths. And but this one is crabs and lobsters.
You don't like the little pinchers? You don't like the little Sebastians with the pinchers?
Again, I don't know where it started, but it is so deep rooted in my being. I hate I'm sorry to any crab lobster lovers out there, but I hate the way they look. I'm a hater. I hate the way they look. They have too many legs. First of all, again, nothing needs more than 4 legs. Nothing. I don't care what you are. You don't need more than 4. The weird beady eyes. You know how crabs have the eyes that stand above their head? Why? That's not necessary. They stare straight into your soul. I don't like how their claws are like, I don't know, they're pinchy claws. I don't like it. They're freaky. I just don't like it. The way they move, like skidding around, and they move so fast, like crabs specifically, skitter around so fast. Ugh, they're like spiders, but worse, because you can't just like squish it with your shoe. It's crunchy. Ew. Like the idea of one crawling on me, or like being at the beach and then like one skittering across my feet. No, thank you. Like I have this really irrational fear of like stepping on one. Like, you ever walk to the beach at night?
Yep, and there's those
and you have your flashlight on, and you just see hundreds. No, I can't. I am that person that has to wear water shoes when I go in the ocean, like my Chacos, because what if I step on something and it grabs me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta protect myself. So I wear shoes in the ocean. I know that's not, like, super whatever. It doesn't go with the fit. Who cares? I don't care that I wear water shoes. I don't want to step on something, because that's nasty. Yeah. And then with lobster, it's kind of the same thing. Like they have those like antenna thing. Like what are they sensing? What do they need to sense? I don't trust them. Why do they need to do that? Like the lobster tanks at the grocery store, you know, I can't look at those because they're all like floating around with their antenna and they're ugh. Now, I am allergic to shellfish, so maybe my body knows that they're dangerous. And, like, that's where the fear comes from.
Right.
But I can't even look at them. Like, ugh. So this fear is called caborophobia, which is the fear of crabs and lobsters. It's also an extremely rare phobia. I'm just extra, I guess. But apparently there was, like, some actor or actress or something that made caborophobia, like, more well-known by, like, admitting they were afraid of crabs and stuff. Anyway, so, yeah, caborophobia is what I have. It's the way they look. It's the way that they move around. I just don't see the need for them to look that way. There's literally I don't know why. Some people can't look at snakes and stuff or spiders. Like this is my snake and spider. It's octopus and like crabs. Ugh, yeah. No, thank you. They're the worst.
Yeah, they do taste really good though. I know you'll never try it, but I love some crabs and some lobster.
Even if I wanted to, I wouldn't, but thankfully I can say, oh, I'm allergic. And then I can't be pressured into eating crab cakes.
It's like an automatic excuse, you know?
Well, it's not an excuse. I'll die.
Well,
do we know that I'll die? No, but let's not try it. Oh, let's do a video live reaction.
No,
we're sitting in the hospital parking lot. Madeline's gonna try a crab cake.
Oh, that would be terrible.
You know those videos where people like feed their babies peanut butter like in a hospital parking lot to like see if they have a reaction?
I've never seen that ever.
Have you not?
No.
Oh yeah, that's like a thing because they're testing their kids for peanut allergies, but they sit in a hospital parking lot so that if something goes wrong, they can immediately like run in there and be like, I need an EpiPen. It's smart actually,
it
like
is
to
smart.
do that because then, you know, yeah, they'll like give them a little peanut butter and be like, they just sit and watch you like, are you okay? Okay, I guess they're fine. Let's go home. We'll do the same for me. We'll test it out.
Yeah, okay. I mean, if you want to.
I don't.
Okay.
Actually.
All right.
I really don't. So please don't make me.
Well, I wouldn't make you. At least not when it comes to allergic reactions. I might make you do something else, but, you know.
Like watch a video of an octopus.
Yeah. I would make you do that all day long.
Yeah.
But, you know. But I won't make you do that.
Thanks.
Not for the purposes of entertainment.
Thanks. That's so nice.
Yeah. For sure. All right. Well, this next one is kind of dumb, but birds pooping on me. I'm kind of scared. Whenever there's a bird flying overhead or whatever, I'm like, I duck. Like I duck out of the way, or I try
like
and
that's gonna
take
help.
the path that the bird isn't flying or whatever, because I don't want that to happen. I'm terrified of that happening, whatever. But it did happen one time at Disney.
Yeah.
And it was like the bird section. Everything ties back to Disney. Okay.
Of course
does that mean we have a problem?
Maybe.
Maybe it means we have a problem. But anyway, I was at Disney with Amanda, and we were at like the bird section or whatever, and we're walking through, and one of them damn birds pooped on my shoulder.
I think I
So
remember you
mean.
telling me that.
Yeah, it was so mean. I was wearing
What'd you do?
like a romper, and it had like a spaghetti strap, and then it was like an off the shoulder moment type of thing.
Oh, like cold shoulder
and it
thing.
pooped like just on the edge of the like off the shoulder bit, almost touching my skin. It was terrible. It was just terrible.
Oh no.
Yeah, I would not recommend.
So that's a fear now? That like
Yeah, I would call it a fear because I'm like actively avoiding it, scared of it happening again, and I don't want it to happen again. I mean, I guess if it happens again, I'm not gonna like and pass out. Like scream and pass out.
Right.
But I do everything I can to avoid it because I'm scared of it happening, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know, that one's kind of dumb, but
No, I just said I was afraid of octopus. Like,
yeah.
These are the silly fears that are like, all right, come on, you're 25, you know?
Yeah.
All right. My next one is probably, I would say, a popular one for, now I don't know if it's popular for adults per se, but I don't know. And that is going to be the dark. I don't like the dark. Listen, it's not like I need a nightlight or anything. Like, it's not that level.
That was going to be my next question. Do you have a nightlight?
I don't. It's not that.
Okay.
But it's not just like the darkness itself. It's the unknown that unsettles me. Like, my mind will instantly jump to the worst possibilities. Like, is something watching me? Is something gonna get me? Are there demons or monsters lurking? Like, what is lurking in the dark kind of a thing? I don't know. It seems kind of childish, but like, I hate turning off the lights in my house. Like, I have to leave a trail of lights so that I can follow them until I feel safe. You know what I mean? Like, I have to, all right, I turned off the downstairs light, but the stair light's on. So I go up the stairs, turn off the stair light, but the hall light's on. Then go, and then the bed, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why. I just don't like it. And I have to leave that trail of light so I can feel safe. And by safe, like, I don't mean the light has to be on around me, but like, if I'm in bed under the covers or like sitting on the couch or something like that, then that's, quote, safe for me in my head. I'm a weirdo, okay? Like, as a kid, I dreaded the turning off the basement lights and then, like, running up the stairs, you know? Like, ooh, something's gonna get me. I always did that as a kid because my parents' basement was creepy. And now we know because it had a haunted mirror in it. That's why it felt so crazy.
Yeah.
So, there really was a demon down there in the dark gonna get me. But yeah, now, so my family moved into the house that they currently have right now. And when they moved, they installed a light fixture in each of the bedrooms that had a remote to control the light. So you could control the lights from your bed with a button. So there's no more like turning off the light and then like running and jumping into bed.
That's life-changing.
You know, because I hated that. It really was.
Because then the covers are protecting you.
Exactly.
So whatever there is,
I'm like,
it
all
can't
right,
touch you.
I'm safe. Click. I don't know. I bet it's got to be like horror movies that played a role into this fear of like it developing as an adult. Because as a kid, it was like, oh, the dark. But then as an adult, you know, scary movies, like the darkness in scary movies is where evil lives. And monsters, like in Lights Out, like that don't move until the lights are off. And then the light comes on and they stop. And then the light goes off and they move. It's like, no, yeah. I'm okay, actually.
Yeah, I'll pass.
Isn't that a game level in Hogwarts Legacy where the mannequins?
Yes. Yep.
Can you explain that? Because I haven't played it yet.
Oh, girl. Oh, girl. That level terrified the hell out of me. Basically, initially it was a PlayStation exclusive. So you didn't even have the level unless you had a PlayStation. Well, I think they've changed it and now it's available on all platforms. But anyway, basically I think it has something to do with like getting your shop in Hogsmeade. And you're trying to help this girl give back a chest or something to the original owner or something whose husband died. I don't know. But you go down to get this chest or whatever, and it turns into like a cave type of vibe. Like there's stairs into a cave from the chest. And in this cave is like all the little mannequin things. And it's like one of those things where you're walking through it and you'll see a mannequin, you're like, that's unsettling. And then you'll move the camera and when you look back, it's in a different position.
No.
It was just terrifying.
No.
And then it's like there was one part where I'm like walking, whatever, and I turn and they're like towering over me, like about to lunge on me. I was like, oh, hell no. I kept spamming that button, the
Lumos button or Protego?
Revelio.
Oh,
Revelio. Whatever it is. Yeah. I kept spamming that button because I was like, just tell me, please. Of course, it didn't really work very well, but because it had a shorter distance, like it wouldn't span out as far as your distance was. And then sometimes it just didn't work at all because of the level and it was trying to make you terrified.
Cool.
Yeah, that one's a scary one.
Ugh. I can't.
I think I might make you play that level.
I'll play it, but I just can't.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. That is what my brain thinks of in the dark. When I turn the lights off and it's dark, I'm like, something is moving. And if I'm in the light, it can't get me.
My brain thinks of, because I'm kind of the same in the sense that I love horror. We already know this about me, but I do think about demons lurking in the dark or evil lurking in the dark. And I'm like, okay, if I turn this light off, I gotta bolt up the stairs to try and beat whatever's chasing me or whatever. Stupid stuff like that. But I think it was one Halloween, me and you, and I think Courtney might have been there. I think it might have been at our Woodlands apartment or something, but we were watching Insidious, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure that there was a scene where there was like some kind of ghost evil thing on the ceiling, and it was only hanging out in the dark part of the ceiling, like in the corner. And so that's what I think of when I'm like laying in bed. I like subconsciously check all my corners to make sure there's nothing there.
Well, guess who's going to do that tonight? Amazing. I forgot about that.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, that was... I remember there's a video of me showing my setup for watching that movie because...
Oh, you had like 10 blankets on you.
Yeah. I had to be like enclosed in blankets and pillows. So I had, the way the couch was, it had like a L-shaped, or it was an L-shaped couch. So it had like a chase thing. And so I was on that and I had blankets wrapped around my legs. And then I had a separate blanket behind me to wrap around my arms, and over my head, I had my stuffed animal Winnie the Pooh in my lap. And then I had pillows on either side of me to protect like the sides of me. So I was like enclosed in comfort. And then I was like, I'm ready. Like only my eyes peeking out underneath all the stuff.
Yeah.
That's how I was too when we would play Until Dawn in my parents' basement. We were living together then. I was like, hold on, I gotta get my blanket wrapped around my legs.
No, literally, I remember that. You would not let me start the game until you had your blanket.
Until I had my
feet.
Blankets.
And you had two. You had one for your feet and legs and one for your upper.
Yeah. Oh, I hate the dark.
Do you have any other basic fears?
Nope. That was all of mine.
All right, I'm a lightning round this last few that I have.
Okay.
I don't know that I'm going to explain them all unless one stands out that we need to talk about. Bugs. I don't like bugs. I like the outdoors.
Oh, who likes bugs?
But terrified of bugs, specifically the ones that pierce your skin in any kind of way.
Oh.
So like things that bite or things that have stingers or, mosquitoes.
Ooh, Tyler and I were watching videos on Facebook or something, just scrolling, and he comes across a video where all it said at the top was so many scorpions. And this guy was like taking a stick into like part of a log or something, and they started crawling out, and they were pretty big. Like they were maybe like 3 inches long or something. They were sizable scorpions, but then there was movement in the log. You could see in the dark. It starts to come out. This thing is blue, bright blue. It's the big mama. This thing is probably almost a foot in length from face to tail.
Oh, hell no.
Nope. I had to look away, and Tyler was like, I'll let you know what happens. It was so nasty, dude. And the little scorpions were still all moving around. And then the big one was like coming out of the dark, and it was like, nope, some stuff we should just leave alone. That pisses me off when people mess with stuff that they shouldn't mess with. Oh my God. Tyler and I were talking about this the other day too, is like, we were talking about cave explorers and people like going into these really tight squeezed places. And it's like, and they're like, and they went missing and were never found. It's like, well, yeah, if only there was a way to prevent that. Oh, wait, don't do that? Oh, if only there was a way we could have saved him. Yeah, well, he could have turned around. Stick to the trail. But no.
Did you see the thing about Katy Perry is going to space?
What? No?
There's a thing where Katy Perry is on like the first all-female space team or something like that. And it's a bunch of different people on this team. But they're literally, I guess, going to space. Like, I don't know if they've paid money to do this or what, but they're taking a trip up there for like 3 minutes and coming back.
That is so weird.
I don't know.
That seems like such a...
Well, I'm trying to, like, I saw the space team and Katy Perry was there, but I'm trying to understand. I don't know who the other girls are or the other women are, but Katy Perry just didn't seem to fit. Like, how does Katy Perry fit into this group of
astronauts?
Females. Well, I don't even know if they're astronauts, but they're just... Anyway.
Weird.
Just in talking about things that you probably shouldn't do if you're not, you know... I mean, astronauts are one thing, but Katy Perry is a completely other
Right. Like,
thing,
what is she going to do?
I don't know.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't know.
Things like this can be prevented if we just don't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't do that. Like, Tyler was telling me they made this movie about this guy who was exploring caves, and he got caught in... Oh, what was this? It was named something. Like, the section of the cave was like, I don't know, the devil's butthole or something. Like, it was like something where like it was straight down, really, really small. And so this guy was like, oh, I bet I could do that. And he got stuck upside down. And he was there for like, they said that he eventually died within like 12 hours or 20 hours, something like that. They were trying to get him out. But he died because obviously he was upside down and all his blood went into his brain.
Mm-hmm.
What's creepy, though, is that they never found his body. And so what they did was they just closed that part of the cave off. So he's just hanging out in this cave. I'm sorry, that's such a Wendigo thing.
Yeah.
Like, you're telling me this dude is just hanging out in this cave.
Mm-hmm.
And they just blocked off where he went. And they're like, don't go that way.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you think about it, he's probably decomposed enough to the point where his bones have fallen through wherever he was stuck.
Ew. Well, at least he got where he wanted to go.
I'm just saying, but yeah.
I guess. Sorry to this man.
I mean, not to be morbid, I'm just saying, I don't know how long he's been stuck in this cave, but...
Yeah. That's so... Ugh. It's like, oh, if only his death could have been prevented. Well, if he was smart.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, that might be insensitive, but like, what do you mean you're going to jump out of a plane? That's so stupid. Do you know what all the things that could go wrong?
Yeah, literally.
Oops. Sorry. I might jump out of a plane. I might not. I don't know. Sometimes I get real excited, and then sometimes I think of stuff like that, and I'm like, better not.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you should try the, like, tube things where the air is up underneath you and it feels like you're falling out of a plane.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you should try that first, and if you like the feeling, then jump out of a plane.
I wish there was an in-between.
Mm-hmm. You could go bungee jumping.
Oh.
You're a little bit more
the in-between.
harnessed in, I guess.
Yeah.
You're not only relying on a parachute that could fail.
Right.
I don't know.
Maybe we do that. Maybe we do baby steps.
Yeah.
Rather than just going 0 to 100, jumping out of a plane, free fall.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you do you, honey boo, but...
Sorry to interrupt. You got any other fears?
My last one is my teeth falling out.
Oh.
I have reoccurring dreams about that.
I've never had that dream.
Really?
That's apparently really common, but I'm like, what? Like, do they just, like, are you in the bathroom and they just fall in the sink, or like what?
Yeah. They fall out. My mouth gets all bloody and they just fall out.
Ew. That's so are you afraid that you'll get like hit in the mouth and your teeth will fall out?
No, I'm afraid of just losing my teeth.
Oh,
so
yeah.
like even when I get old, like I don't want to go to dentures. I don't want dentures. I don't ever want to be just gums.
Gummy.
Yeah. That just freaks me out. Like, what do you mean my teeth aren't going to be there? I've actually had mornings where I've woken up from grinding my teeth so much because I do sometimes grind my teeth, specifically when I'm a little bit more stressed or something like that. But I'll wake up from grinding my teeth and my teeth are loose, like wiggly, because I've been pushing them with so much pressure, one direction or the other, that I'll wake up and they're like somewhat loose a little bit. And then they'll get back to normal and they're fine.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah. Not like loose to the point where I'm about to lose my teeth, but like
right,
just
it's not going to fall out, but like, they can
feeling of it, like I can grab my tooth and wiggle it a little bit. And then I think about how easy it must be to pluck a tooth out of somebody's head, and then I'm like, oh no. So like when it's the torture scenes in movies and stuff and they're about to pull
and they grab
out,
pliers and they
terrifying to me. I can't. That's probably
Can't.
like the worst form of torture. That and things with the nails. Like when they're like sticking things under your nails or pulling your nails or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, that's so gross.
Mm-hmm.
What is the like craziest way you've ever lost a tooth?
Okay, craziest way I've lost a tooth.
Because there's always the classic like, oh, it was loose and my mom pulled it or kind of thing.
Yeah, I feel like I recall a situation where we had tied dental floss to one of my teeth and slammed the door.
Ooh. That's traumatic. So violent.
I feel like that's happened before. I can't remember every single time I ever lost my teeth, but that was probably, like, if that actually happened and I'm not remembering that incorrectly, because that could have happened to one of my brothers.
Yeah.
And I was involved in it, but it didn't necessarily happen to me, so.
Right. So did they just kind of come out naturally, or like they just were pulled out kind of thing?
Yeah, they got to a point where it was like so loose to the point where I could like bend them all the way backwards. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, yeah they're just barely hanging on by a thread. So it's like, then they just kind of come out, you know?
Right. They just kind of fall out. Yeah. I had one where this is kind of gross.
No, go for it.
But I had a loose tooth and I hated my mom pulling my teeth, and it got to the point where I wouldn't tell her I had a loose tooth because I was like, I'm not telling her because she's going to pull it out. Well, I remember I was in the car and for some reason I think I had gotten it from school. It was a fruit by the foot.
Yes.
And of course the proper way to eat, or not a fruit by the foot, it was a, what's the sheet?
Fruit roll up.
Fruit roll up. That's what it was. It was the sheet.
You got to ball it up.
And you have to ball it up. Right. Duh. Mm-hmm. Okay. Glad we're on the same page. You have to ball up a fruit roll up.
Yep.
And so I just popped the whole thing and I started chewing, and then I bit down and I like crunched something. So I take the ball out of my mouth and my tooth is just sticking in.
Jeez.
I had like stuck it like stuck to the fruit roll up and had just popped out. I didn't even know. I almost ate my tooth, but I didn't.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I remember when I put it under my pillow,
mm-hmm.
it still had some fruit roll up on it.
Oh, you're telling me you didn't brush it before you put it under your pillow?
Well, we tried, but you know, it was sticky. So it was like, ugh, it's fine.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. That was a gross one. Sorry about that.
Have you seen the trend? I don't even know if it's a trend, but it's like a TikTok food, and they take a fruit roll up and they put ice cream in it and then they freeze it.
What?
Have you seen that?
No.
I want to try it so bad. The next time I'm with you, we have to try it, okay?
Like a sushi? Like you spread
like
the ice cream out and you roll it?
Fruit roll up, you unroll it, and then you put the ice cream in and you spread it out and you roll it up again and you put it in the freezer. Or some people will do like a scoop of ice cream and they just wrap it up like around the ball or whatever. It's however you want to do it.
Yeah.
But you just put ice cream in it. Typically it's vanilla ice cream. Put it in the freezer and the fruit roll up gets crispy, apparently.
Ooh.
Yeah. I don't know.
We'll have to try that.
Yeah, I'm really
write that down.
That.
Try.
Yeah. We'll
post. Fruit roll up. I can't spell fruit roll up.
FRUITROLLUP.
All right.
All right.
Are you ready to get deep?
I'm ready to get deep.
You ready to dive in?
Deep.
Because we're diving in.
Head first.
To the deep end.
Head 1st into the deep end.
How many you got for this one? I've got 2.
I got 3.
Okay. You go ahead and start.
All right, guys. We're going to get deep here. I'm going to try my best not to get too enveloped into it and cry. Mm-hmm. Okay. My first deep fear, like existential, whatever, is being alone. And not just alone, like living on my own, but I mean like alone, as in I don't have anyone, like no family, no friends, all that kind of thing, which is kind of weird because I've never really been alone, but I guess I'm just scared of losing people, like being alone in that kind of way, you know? I don't know. Maybe it has to do with moving so much as a kid, like always losing friends and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, but basically, like, when I'm in with people, I'm all in with people.
Yeah.
Like, all of me is in it, you know? So that's, you know, probably out of fear of losing them is, like, getting the most out of my time with this person, you know? Maybe that's a good thing. But I think that's also, like, it does take a lot for me to open up to people. And, like, I don't want to get too attached to somebody if they're not sticking around. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, I don't really, really open up to people unless I'm sure that they're not going anywhere. So anyway, that would be my first deep fear. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's, I feel like, really a common one across a lot of people because we as humans are supposed to be in communities. We're supposed to have people around us. We're not supposed to be alone. So I feel like that's deeply rooted in just who we are as people.
It's my homo sapien nature.
Yeah, that's your my homo sapien. What'd you say?
Homo sapien.
I just said hopo. I just thought of that scene in Friends where Ross says the Homo erectus. And then Joey laughs and he goes, he said erectus.
Yep.
He said homo. Sorry. Sorry if that offended anyone. That's my fear, offending people. No.
I don't know that I care about offending people. I don't want to offend people, but...
Sorry if we have. Speaking of teeth, I'm so sorry. Holly just texted and said that Elijah's first 2 teeth are coming in.
Oh my gosh, that's so
She said,
cute.
we have 2 bottom teethers.
Already?
Already.
Did she send a picture?
I think she might be trying to, but...
Aw, that's so cute.
Sorry. Speaking of teeth.
Yeah.
Well, my biggest one, I'd say this is probably my main one for deep fears. And I don't know, some people might call this a fear, some might call this something else, but it's like social anxiety. And I really wonder if I'm undiagnosed in something because I say I'm a people pleaser to my core, but it's deeper than that. It's not just I want to please people. It's I never want to let anyone down or embarrass myself because the thought of being perceived literally stresses me out. Like the what if spiral is always constant. The what if I make a mistake? What if people talk about me? Or what if they laugh at me? Or what if I say the wrong thing? And so a lot of times I just want to be invisible. Like I don't want anyone to know I'm there. So like when I'm at work, I don't really talk. I don't really join in on all of that because I don't want to say the wrong thing. And then when I leave the room, they talk about me. So I don't want to give that opportunity to do that. So I don't know if that's social anxiety or not, but like, for example, like some silly applications of this is like calling like to order food is a whole ordeal for me. Like I write out, or like when I'm calling to set up a doctor's appointment, I literally write out in my notes everything I need to say on my phone so that I don't mess up. Or at restaurants, I practice my order in my head of what I'm going to say before I get there because I don't want to take too much of the waiter's time or sound unsure or something. So I always practice to like say it out loud. And I know that's kind of silly, but like in my head, I'm like, I don't want to be an inconvenience for them. So let me be as easy as possible. And then like some more serious applications is like, I really struggle to speak my mind in professional or public settings. Like I worry so much about saying the wrong thing that I just don't say anything at all because I'd rather not say anything than say something that's going to, I don't know, like make people uncomfortable or make me seem like a bad person or say the wrong thing. And so I feel like sometimes I let other people talk for me or talk instead of me so much that I almost don't know how to voice my own opinions. Like I have my opinions on things, but like, for example, like in my professional life, when someone asks me, what do you think? Let's talk about this. I'm like, I don't know. What do y'all think? Because I don't want to say something that's going to be, I don't know, like perceived wrong or something. So it's like I spend so much time replaying conversations in my head, wondering if I was awkward or if I was cringe or if I made someone feel weird or something like that. Like I lie awake at night obsessing over all of these tiny interactions. Like, was I wrong to say that? Or did they give me a weird look? Or like, why did I say that? Why did I say it that way?
Mm-hmm.
I literally think about that all the time. And I know that everybody else is also thinking about themselves all the time because we are as selfish. Like, that's what we are. We always think about ourselves. But I mean, it like gets to a point where it is a fear for me because it's a fear of doing or saying the wrong thing
Mm-hmm.
and being perceived in a way that is negative because I don't know, like I don't want people to think of me as a certain, I can't control what people think. I know that,
Mm-hmm.
but I try and do my best so that they don't have any reason to.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, is this anxiety? What is this? I don't know. But like, that's probably my biggest one that affects my day to day is like, I better not say anything. Oh, why did I say it like that? Okay, I better not do this. Let's just not talk. And then, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can say that I relate
Yeah.
in some ways to that. So it's like, I can understand that is, I would say that's definitely a fear, you know?
Yeah. Because it's less of, oh, I get anxious. It's like, oh, I'm afraid of what is going to happen if I do this, if I say this, if I, whatever. So, yeah, it's this weird fear of being, that's the only way I can say it is fear of being perceived. Like, I want to be invisible.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
I want the people who see me to see me. And there's some people where I just don't. Like, I come in, I clock in, do my work, and I leave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I get that. I definitely get that.
So yeah, to challenge myself, like so in that vein of I want to be invisible. Here's our podcast. Please follow us so you can hear me talk. Oh, I don't want to be perceived. Also, hey.
But I think, you know, I mean, obviously this is an episode about fears, but I'm just going to say that I think you are amazing and that you can do whatever you put your mind to. And I know that's easier said than done, but if you ever need some coaching, I got you.
Life coach.
Not that
Life
I'm
coach
any better,
Brianna.
but you know.
The blind leading the blind.
Yep.
Yeah. Social, like, anxiety is no joke.
Mm-mm.
And I feel like I've gone my whole life thinking I didn't have it.
Mm-hmm.
But then I write stuff like this out and I go, I, like, there's some level where I feel like that's normal of people saying, oh, why did I say that? That was so dumb.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so deeply ingrained in here. Like, it's so strange. I don't know what, like, maybe a little bit of it is like work-wise, like imposter syndrome kind of stuff, where it's like, I feel like I'm not good enough to be here. Like, I don't have, like, am I even good enough for this? Therefore, I'm not good enough to voice whatever I'm thinking because I'm not supposed to be here, kind of a thing. I think that might play a part in it too, which I feel like imposter syndrome is big in like the artist kind of realm where we are, where it's like I know that I got into the program and I did the classes and I did well and I did the projects and now I have this job and I'm working this job and they say I do great things, but what if I'm actually bad? You know?
Yeah.
Like, it's such a strange thing. And I can see, like, I'm talking to myself outside of it, like, dude, yes, you're fine. But then there's other times where I'm like, but what if?
Well, kind of in the same vein, but my next fear, I would say, is disappointment. So not being disappointed, but more so disappointing people. So just putting this disclaimer in here, I know that people are proud of me and I am proud of me in certain things in my life and so on. But this fear, I guess, is what propels me to do better and to just keep doing and doing and doing because I don't want to disappoint somebody. And so that's where I almost overdo it in social situations and stuff. That's, I think, stemming from the not wanting to disappoint side of things or, you know.
Yeah.
So it could be that, you know, that's my perfectionistic or perfectionistic personality kind of thing. And like my empathy, my people pleaser, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Also probably why I'm so extra. Like I'm just always trying to overachieve to the point where there's no reason for somebody to be disappointed in me. I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
statement right there was really deep. Like when you
Mhm.
said that I go above and beyond to not give them a reason to possibly be
Mhm.
disappointed in me. So you
Right.
go the extra mile
Mhm.
to diminish the possibility.
Right. And that's where I'm saying, like, that kind of goes with what you were saying, where it's like you're almost so scared of saying anything because you don't want to be perceived this way. And it's almost opposite for me, where I'm like, I have to do all this extra stuff so that they don't have a reason to think that about me.
We're literally opposites in that way.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think we have the same fear, but we handle it in different ways almost.
That is so interesting.
Because I think about that same stuff all day long. Like I said the wrong thing. I shouldn't have said it that way, whatever. Kind of already mentioned that. But it's like I have the same kind of anxiety, I guess. I just handle it differently. And it's the same with like gift giving. Like I love getting gifts for people, but I always go above and beyond to try and get the best gift that they could ever want, because I would absolutely hate for somebody to open their gift and be disappointed in what they got. And I know that the point of gifts is like, it's the idea that counts, not the gift itself. But I have been disappointed to get certain gifts that don't necessarily apply to who I am as a person. Or it's like I open it and I'm like, I have to fake my emotions. And I am not a faker. I cannot fake. I can't do it. It's not in me. So it's like, if I'm not into something, I don't want to have to fake it that I am, you know?
Yeah.
But that's just like one example is I try and I nitpick people a little bit to the point where it's like let me give an example. There was a situation where a friend of mine in school had a birthday and he was coming over to my apartment. I think we were living together at the time. You might know who I'm talking about. I'm just not name dropping. But anyway, it was his birthday. And so I wanted to surprise him with something for his birthday, but I didn't really know like the best thing to get him as a gift or whatever. Well, one day there were donuts brought into class and he went for the lemon donut and was like, oh, these donuts are my favorite. Like I love these lemon donuts, whatever. So then I ended up making a lemon cake for his birthday. And he was like, oh my God, lemon cakes are like my favorite cakes, whatever. So that's just where I'm saying I don't nitpick people in terms of like nitpicking and, you know, judging or whatever. It's more so like being extra super observant as much as I can.
Yeah.
So that I don't miss something that could make their day better or could give me, again, selfish, but give me an upper hand maybe a little bit. Not that I had that intention with that, but it's just that kind of like paying attention to every little thing so that I don't disappoint and I can overachieve and I can prove my worth almost, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, what you do when you were saying that with like gift giving, for example, like being that observant and everything, like, you know, the phrase is to be loved is to be known. And I feel like you...
Oh, don't do that. Don't do it.
Shut up.
You're gonna make me do it.
Like, the way that you are observing other people and like seeing that, nobody else would have picked up on that. And I just think that's so special. I know that kind of stems from a little bit of anxiety. So maybe let's like...
My anxiety is special. Thanks.
She's so special. But like, that phrase literally is to be loved is to be known. And you always make sure to get to know people. Like, even though you're not super close with them, you were like, that's his favorite flavor. I'm gonna make a cake that's that flavor. That was just really, I don't know why that touched me. I don't know why.
Aww.
That was just really... I'm sorry it stems from a fear of being disappointing to people.
Yeah, it's okay.
But let me just tell you, I mean, I know it's no comfort where it's like, oh, well, just don't be afraid. But it's like...
You can't not be afraid.
You have this, it's all in our heads. We know this. But I guarantee you that I feel like you've disappointed very, very, very few people in your life, or if anyone, because at least in the time I've known you, I'm like, there's no way, because you don't have to go above and beyond to like, we need I can't get my words out. We think about what other people want and what other people need and what other people are feeling so much that we don't want to inconvenience them with our presence. Whether that's in disappointing them or being an inconvenience to them in a way that's uncomfortable or something. Like that's just so interesting that we both have that feeling of like, I don't know. Like just caring so much about other people that we forget about ourselves, and that we can take up space, and we are allowed to mess up, because when other people mess up, we're like, oh my gosh, no, like you are so fine. You're totally fine. Everything is great. Like there's no reason to be upset. Everything's fine. But when I mess up, it's like
the world's crashing down. Yeah.
Yeah. You're trash. But maybe that's a goal this year, is to take up a little bit more space and to not be so worried about what other people are thinking, because they don't matter. No offense. People matter. But like, you know what I mean? They're whatever, like we can't control what they think about us, even though it's so easy to say that, but it's another thing to experience it. Like it's just like, oh, well, just get over it. Who cares what people think? Me. Yeah. I do. I care what people think. It's exhausting.
Well, I think it's also like a what you think about yourself kind of thing. Like, it's not just what other people think. It's if you have this fear of disappointing people, in my case, or in your case, saying the wrong thing, or, you know, taking up that space as we were talking about, like, you're almost thinking about yourself in a different way because you've disappointed yourself, or, you know, you're not thinking about yourself in a good way. You know,
I saw someone say that I feel like I couldn't celebrate an achievement because it was my job to achieve it. Like I was supposed to achieve it. Therefore, I couldn't celebrate the actual achieving of a goal because it was my job to. And I was like, damn,
that hits. Yeah.
So real, because it's like I can't. It's like kind of in the same way with this, where it's like I feel like I can't, you know, because it's my job to do this. I'm supposed to do this. And it's like, actually, it's not. Like, you're okay.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I got a few falling, but I'm okay. Oh, just laugh through the pain. No, but I feel that, though, because, and I'm sure you've gone through the same thing, but it's like sometimes it just feels like you're living for other people. You know, like, I love who I am and what I do, but it's like, and I find fulfillment out of being that for other people. But like, what about me? And again, that's that selfish thing of like, hey, I'm here, come take care of me. But it's like,
I feel that so
when
hard,
you've been taking care of other people for so long, and you've been that point for so many people, you kind of lose that, like, taking care of yourself almost. Like, you don't have enough care to give to yourself.
Also, it feels selfish to do that.
Yeah.
You can't be selfish. Yeah. Oh, well, I can't take a day for myself because other people need me. So let's just put myself over there and be sure to be this person for other people. But we almost can't, like, we can't be that person for ourselves because we've given it away. So, God, it's so hard. Rise up, firstborn daughters. Rise up! We'll be starting a support group.
Yep.
For firstborn daughters.
Yep. Funny pair of firstborns, that's what we'll call it.
Funny pair of firstborns. Oh, man.
But I will say that as much as you fear things, it's what makes you who you are. It is what makes you so special. In the darkness, there is light. You know, everything exists together, harmoniously, whatever.
Yeah. You gotta have both.
Those deepest, darkest parts of you is what also makes the brightest parts of you. So it's like, you can't have it's just, I'm fumbling over my words, but I'm just saying, like, you having those fears that you have is what makes me love you. And I would hope vice versa. Again, I can't put words in your mouth, but it's like, it's like the phrase that says, I love you despite your shortcomings, or whatever that phrase is. You know what I'm talking about? That's not me trying to point out that you have flaws. It's to say, I love you despite your flaws, despite all of these deep, scary, stupid, whatever things, if you want to call them stupid. But it's like, I just, you know, that is love.
It is love, and I love you.
And I love you.
Like, gosh.
Wow. Damn.
Whose idea was it to do this episode?
That random number generator.
God, it had it out for us.
We got deep. Lord. Deep.
God, let's climb out of this.
Good Lord.
We've gone down the cave.
I'm not even gonna.
We are in the cave.
Lord.
We are in the devil's butthole.
Get out of the devil's butthole.
We need to climb out. We've gone too deep.
Oh.
Okay.
Get out of that devil's ass crack. Lord.
Everybody take a sip of water. That got real. Any others on your list?
No, but you know something that came up that was really interesting while I was researching?
What?
I saw that there is something that is a fear of belly buttons.
What?
Yeah, there's such thing as a fear of belly buttons. I'm looking it up. It's called omphalophobia. It's a rare and specific phobia characterized by an intense and irrational fear of belly buttons, their appearance, or act of touching them. It can cause intense anxiety and panic when exposed to belly buttons. The avoidance of situations where belly buttons may be present, such as swimming pools and beaches.
They may be present. Well, I hate to break it to you, but they're present all the time. You have one.
Physical symptoms such as sweating, nausea, and rapid heartbeat, obsessive thoughts about belly buttons. Causes. The exact cause of omphalophobia is unknown, but it may be related to childhood trauma or negative experiences associated with belly buttons. Not to call you out, but if any pairs have ever had that kind of feeling with belly buttons, I would be curious to know what that means. Sensory.
Not to be fear-shaming, but what the frick? That is so weird.
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
Sensory or sensitivity aversions to your belly button, a broader fear of body parts or orifices. Yeah.
I'm looking at mine right now. It's not scary.
I don't know.
What on earth? That is so strange.
Yeah, that just came up.
Because it's not like it's a hole in your, abdomen or something.
I can't even imagine being afraid of belly buttons. Like, what does that mean? What does that mean? I have a belly button. And
yeah, like you can't be afraid of.
Do you want to sew your belly button shut because it's like an opening?
Do you want to be like a Barbie doll where it's just flat? Like what?
I mean, I like belly buttons, I guess. Like objectively, I mean, it's like
I like them, I guess.
I mean, I'm not obsessed with them, but like that was.
I would hope not. That would be the other end of the spectrum. That'd be.
I mean,
that's
really
like
weird.
The
umbilical cord point, like where you're
right. That's where your
mother,
source of life has come from.
Yeah. So
okay, that is so.
I don't know. I just can't relate to that.
Weird.
But that was just something really interesting that came up in my research.
Ew.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's nasty.
I don't know.
And weird.
Curious to know if anybody has a fear of belly buttons. We're not going to judge you. This is a no judging zone.
Right.
But.
Right. Yeah.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, no judging zone.
I've never judged in my whole life.
Me
didn't
neither.
Even. Yeah.
Never, ever. Does that make us hypocrites?
What do you mean?
If we're afraid of being judged, but we judge other people.
Ooh.
Does that make us hypocrites?
Anyway, so let's
okay. Sorry.
Don't like being called out like that.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I called myself out too. I was just
dang. Yeah. I guess so.
I don't know.
Sorry. Oops. Well, like we said, the mind is a curious thing and good grief. Well, I know that episode was a little bit deep, so I had some uplifting messaging for the end of this episode.
Hit us.
Just to
hit us with your final
round us out. Give us a little bit of hope, because life is scary and things are scary. The world is not terrible, so not to get preachy, but I do think about this verse a lot when it comes to fear. It's Philippians 4:6-7. It says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus." So I think of that one where it says, "Do not be anxious about anything, because God's got you." And I was like, period, girl. Yeah. So I felt that. But just remember that fear is a natural part of life, but it doesn't have to control you. Each time you face a fear, you gain strength and courage, and you are braver than you believe, and you have the power to overcome any obstacle that comes your way. So, just acknowledge the feeling that fear is normal. Everyone experiences it. And then focus on personal power. You have the ability to confront your fears, even though it feels like you don't. Then we've got positive reinforcement. So facing your fears builds that strength and it builds your courage. So believe in yourself and your ability to overcome challenges, even though it seems scary. You can do it.
Yep. Well,
we've got this.
We've got this.
Life is scary.
Yep.
But we have each other, and we can do this.
We can do it.
Ba-la-la-la.
La-la-la-la.
We just fist bumped through the camera.
Yes. All right. I think we need to do something we love, and we're not doing something we hate this episode because we've already been dark. Unless there's something you really hate that you have to talk about.
You go first.
Okay. Something I love is I went to an Irish pub recently.
Yes, how was that?
It was amazing. It was so much fun. And the band that was there playing was just amazing. They were really good at getting the crowd involved, which I am not. I am not typically one to be out there and be crazy in a crowd and whatever, but depending upon the people I'm with, I might branch out a little bit more. But anyway, they did such a good job of making you feel like everybody was on the same playing field. We're all just there to have a good time. And so it was a lot of fun. Their food was great too. So
fun.
That's just something I'm loving right now.
That's so fun.
Irish pub.
Did you drink a lot?
I had a cider because I'm not a beer person, but I had a cider.
Same.
And it was actually a pear cider. Yeah.
Really?
It was.
Aww.
So I had a cider
so nice.
and I had some kind of like coffee drink or whatever, but it was like a vanilla vodka and Kahlua something. It wasn't an espresso martini, but it was like a cold brew coffee with alcohol in it. Kind of
delicious.
So yeah.
Love that.
It was good. It's great.
That's great.
Yep.
All right. Something I am loving right now is that I finally got a new job. It is not 100% official yet, but I am meeting with them tomorrow.
Ooh, exciting.
To go over all the final details for everything. So I'm loving that, but I am hating that I'm going to have to quit from my current job.
Yeah.
Speaking of fears, I'm so scared to quit.
And the fact that your job made you feel so scared to quit is some BS. Okay? They have literally been putting the fear of fear itself in you since you started. And good riddance, in my opinion.
That's why I wore this sweatshirt today, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Because we were talking about fears, and I was like, I'm afraid. So, yeah, it's just a really toxic work environment. I'm afraid that I'm gonna get yelled at. Like, I know I'm gonna cry. It's gonna trigger my anxiety. Like, it's gonna, like, that whole thing of like, oh, I hate how I'm being perceived in a negative way. Me quitting, when I leave, I'm gonna be enemy number one because I'm leaving, whatever. So I'm really hating that I'm having to do that because that is going to be so uncomfortable and so just miserable. But I see the light at the end. To get there, I need to do that. But
hold on, my doorbell just rang. Give me a second.
Uh-oh. Okay. Hello? Look who's getting up and leaving the episode now. Well, I don't know what y'all talked about earlier in the episode, but I would just like to say that Brianna is literally the best person I've ever known. And Bri, I know you're going to be listening when you're editing this. I'm so proud of you. And I love you. And you're doing amazing things. And I know that life sucks. And we've got some sucky things going on and all that. But like you said, there are ups and there are downs. And right now you're in a down. And I know that really sucks. But I'm here for you. And I love you. And I just want you to know that I'll always be here for you. And if you ever need me, you just let me know. So just wanted to tell you that. Because I know this whole week has kind of been really gross and sucky, and no one should have to go through what you're going through. So just want to thank you for being you and being amazing. And I love you so much. All right. Enough of that. Oh, she's back.
Hello.
Hello.
Have you been talking?
We talked about you.
Okay.
Yeah. I got revenge for earlier. Anyway, so I'm loving I got a new job, but I'm hating that that means I'm going to have to quit my current job. But it's all happening. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad that you're excited. I'm excited for you.
Thanks.
Because this job been shit. So.
Yeah, there's really no other way to put that. That was really eloquent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Quick and to the point.
Yep.
So, anyway. All right. Well, our tangent tally.
Yeah. What's our tangent tally? Oh my God. Don't forget the tangent tally.
I'm not. It's right here.
Okay.
I've got it highlighted with my new highlighters.
I forgot about it for a second.
You forgot?
For just a second.
That's fine.
Sorry.
That's fine. She doesn't care anymore. This one, we didn't go off the rails too much. We had 11.
Wow. That's pretty
11.
good.
That's not bad.
That's pretty good.
That's not bad. We had 25 the last time. So.
Okay.
Or, yeah. 25 for the last episode. So.
Dang.
I'd say this is pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
We did a good job. All right. Be sure to follow us on your preferred podcast listening platform, as well as our Instagram at FunnyPairPod to stay up to date on all the latest news and our releases. Also, let us know what you think of this episode and the podcast in general by sending us a DM, leaving a comment on our Instagram posts, or anything like that. We would love to hear from you guys.
You can find our website link in the description, and for any pairs who might be interested, we have a fan mail link to also check out, where you can send us an anonymous text and let us know what you're thinking, and who knows, the top responses may end up on our website page. A big thank you to all our pairs for joining us in this episode. We'll talk to y'all again on Monday. And remember who you are.
When you're the best of friends, having so much fun together, you're not even aware you're such a funny pair. Why did we do an accent at the end?
I don't know.
When you're the best of friends, having so much fun together.
You're not even aware.
You're not even aware.
You're such a funny
pair. Oh my God.
Wow.
So funny.
We're hilarious. Yeah. Did you ever watch Sunny with a Chance on Disney Channel?
No.
Okay, well there was a scene, or not a scene, but there was a segment. So basically Sunny with a Chance, I don't really remember all of the specifics about it, but essentially she went to California or something and was with a group of people who were all into acting or something like that. And there was at one point they had like a segment that was the Princesses of New Jersey or something like that.
Oh, I did see that. I've seen that.
We are the real princesses of New Jersey.
Yes, I've seen that.
Yeah, so our little accent moment kind of reminded me of that.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Oh my gosh.
We're just crazy. Y'all, we have been in a funk this entire episode. What in the actual heck
I'm so
is our
sorry.
problem?
I don't know. We were just off.
Sorry, guys. I hope you come back.
That's all right.
We still
Next
love
week,
you.
we'll have a really fun episode because we've been real deep and real spooky the last 2 weeks. And we are not halfway to Halloween yet. So let's take a second.
Yeah, let's pick a good one next
more lighthearted next week.
Yes. That'll be important. So,
yep.
Hopefully we get the right numbers. So,
yeah.
I mean, if we roll a number or do the random generator and it gives us a bad one, then we'll just re-roll, Yeah. It's not a big deal.
Well, we can pick and choose. We're the deciders.
Yeah.
We decide.
We decide what the heck we do on this show. Unless, of course, somebody reaches out and really wants to see something. And we get a lot of requests, then we'll listen.
Because we are people pleasers, we will do what you say.
Yes. But also because we love you as pears. Not just...
Oh, also that too. Also that.
Oh, man. Anyway, yeah.
All right.
Okay, well, thanks so much. It's been grand.
This has been a long one, but it's been fun.
It has been really fun. Yep.
All right.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye. Is everybody got? Is it, you know that scene in Toy Story 2 at the end with Barbie? She's like, bye-bye now.